Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another brand new video. I hope you guys are all doing well. So in today's video, of course, I want to give you guys an update on what is happening with Bitcoin and crypto. And just to get straight into it, you guys can clearly see there's not much movement today at all for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is still currently at $30,000. Okay, so we know Bitcoin has in fact been having this very strong resistance line of $31,000 and of course a very strong support level of pretty much $30,000, right? And for the past 2 weeks, right, Bitcoin has been in between this box, right, in between this support level and this resistance line, right? You guys can clearly see that it has in fact been seeing a very strong consolidation for the past over 14 days now, right? So Bitcoin has to have a very massive movement to the upside very, very soon. The reason why I say upside is because yes, okay, we could potentially see Bitcoin. I've been telling you guys that many times. We could actually potentially see Bitcoin, break down the support level, right, and drop back down to I don't know, $29,000, $28,000, maybe even $27,000. Yes, okay, Bitcoin could potentially break the support, but once it actually breaks down the support, okay, we're not going to see Bitcoin continue down to the downside of something like $25,000. I really don't see Bitcoin dropping all the way back down to $25,000. That is just my personal opinion, right? So I really do see Bitcoin. Okay, if it doesn't in fact have a drop, okay, it's gonna have a drop, and then it's gonna move back up to the upside of 30K and of course $31,000. And once it actually reaches back up to $32,000, it's gonna pump from there on. Okay, now potentially, right, we could potentially not even see a correction for Bitcoin, right? It could potentially not break the support level, okay, because we are facing a pretty strong support level for Bitcoin, so it could potentially just bounce back up to $31,000 and continue up to the upside of $32,000, and the rally will continue from there on, right? So time will tell. We will see, you guys, but personally I think we could potentially see Bitcoin have a correction and then it'll bounce back up, right? That's when the next rally would happen. But yes, Bitcoin right now is currently at 30K, so it's still holding up very well, very, very well. You guys can clearly see the market today is, again, just like yesterday, not much movements. The global crypto market cap's kind of 1.18 trillion, just pretty much the same as yesterday. And the market overall today is not even moving. It's up 0.16%. So not much movements. You guys can clearly see for the past 24 hours. But Solana is still holding up very well. In fact, Solana is pumping even more today, 5%, right? We saw Solana yesterday also pumping, as you see, for the past 7 days. Solana is up 19%. So that's absolutely great to see, for Solana. But you guys can clearly see other altcoins are not really moving. Avalanche is actually up 8% today. That's amazing to see for Avalanche, back at $13. So that's great to see for AVAX. But other than that, guys, not much movements in the crypto market. It really is just one of those days. Now, of course, I want to show you guys a fair few charts. Okay, new charts today for today's video. Now, what happened here, guys? Okay, we know in this year in 2023, okay, we have in fact been seeing Bitcoin pump, right? We've been seeing January, we had a 40% return for Bitcoin in January, and then March we had like a 23% return, and then July, which is where we are right now, we could potentially see Bitcoin have a massive pump. And I told you guys many times that July is actually a pretty good month for Bitcoin. Bitcoin usually, does perform pretty well in the month of July. So this month, we could potentially see that. In previous years in July, we saw 2022, 2021, even in 2020, Bitcoin was actually performing pretty well for the month of July. So this year could be the same story. Now, this chart is showing you guys, okay, the whale orders, okay? So that's why, pretty much, Bitcoin was in fact pumping. Okay, so Binance and other whales have been buying crypto in January. We know MicroStrategy bought Bitcoin in March. And we know, like, literally, like, about 2 weeks ago or so, right? We know MicroStrategy has bought more Bitcoin. Okay, I feel like MicroStrategy is always stacking to Bitcoin, which is good. You know what I mean? And that's exactly what we should be doing as well. Now, so we know Binance and MicroStrategy, okay, the whale order zones, right? And that's why we have, in fact, been seeing Bitcoin pump for these months in January and March. And now we know, right, that BlackRock, okay, BlackRock, the largest investment company in the world, net worth of pretty much $9 trillion. Okay, imagine what they will do. Okay, because we know BlackRock filed for Bitcoin ETFs. Okay, once they actually get approved and accepted, imagine where Bitcoin will be. Okay, it will pump, obviously, right? Bitcoin will pump. So just think about that, guys. And this could potentially happen for this month in July. check it out, right? And I told you guys in yesterday's stream, even the day before that, and plenty of my videos, that Bitcoin will pump for the month of July. Okay, I've been telling us that many times. So this month in July, we could potentially see Bitcoin have a massive movement up to the upside. Okay, and yes, right, yes, you guys can clearly see, right, this pattern right here. Okay, it's forming this cup pattern, and you guys can clearly see this curve and this handle, and clearly, Bitcoin break out of it, right, from this handle. Okay, and I told you guys, right, once Bitcoin breaks above $32,000, and this is where this line is indicating where it's at right now, exactly 32K. Okay, I think that's when we're going to see a massive pump for Bitcoin continue on from the upside, right? So patience is key. When this cup and handle neckline will finally break out, right? And we will in fact see Bitcoin have a massive pump up to the upside. And you guys are probably wondering, where is Bitcoin going to be heading, right? Where is the next target for Bitcoin, right? So $35,000, okay, 35K. I've been mentioning this many times. It seems like a lot of people out there are in fact predicting that the next price target for Bitcoin to reach, okay, is $35,000. So we're going to see a massive pump, right? A massive pump, okay, another rally up to the upside. And we've been seeing plenty of rallies all of 2023, right? Okay, so we saw one right here in January. We saw one right here in March. Okay, and we also saw one just recently right over here just last month in June. I'm gonna see another one right over here, guys, right? It's gonna like shoot straight up. Okay, so we're gonna see another rally, guys. Okay, and that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Okay, it's all about patience here. I know Bitcoin has in fact been consolidating and whatnot, but it's all about patience, guys. Okay, it really is. So yes, $35,000 is in fact the next stop for Bitcoin. Okay, and I showed you guys plenty of charts in the past that Bitcoin will potentially reach this next price target. And I really do believe once we actually see Bitcoin touch above 32K, okay, once it actually surpasses 32K, I think that's when the rally will just continue on all the way up to $35,000. Okay, and it seems like a lot of people are in fact agreeing to this, that Bitcoin will potentially reach $35,000 in the next price target. Now let me show you guys this chart right here, because this chart is very interesting, actually very interesting, right? So this chart is showing that the next target for Bitcoin is around $36,000 to $40,000, right? So pretty similar to this, okay, but it's showing that Bitcoin can actually surpass $35,000, so $36,000, and of course $40,000 next, right? So we all got to be patient, just like what I told you guys in yesterday's video. Okay, I told all of you guys that hold Bitcoin to be patient. If you guys haven't seen that video, you guys should definitely check it out. But yes, this is the time to be patient, guys. I know for the past like 2 weeks now, Bitcoin has not been moving. It's been stuck at $30,000. I understand that. And every single time we see Bitcoin pump to $31,000, it will in fact have a correction back down to 30K. I understand that, guys, but please understand, this is the time when we see a strong consolidation like this, guys. It's actually the most important. This is the time to really buy, guys. Okay, it gives us time, us Bitcoin holders, to stack more at a cheap price. You guys have to understand, buying Bitcoin at 30K, especially for long term, and we should be buying Bitcoin for long term, right? Investing into Bitcoin for long term. It's a great buy, right? It really is, because we know where Bitcoin will be heading in the next few years. Of course, I'm talking about the year 2025. It's going to be well over 100K. So just think about that, right? Buying Bitcoin at $30,000, and it will eventually pump over $100,000 in the next bull market. So just think about that, guys. Okay, so it gives us time, okay, for real, right? All the Bitcoin holders out there, investors, gives us a great time, right, to really stack as much Bitcoin as we possibly can at this level. And yes, it'll be great, right? If Bitcoin does in fact have a correction, which most likely it will, okay, we'll see, time will tell. But if it does, we see Bitcoin drop to 29K, 28K, don't miss that opportunity. Take that opportunity to buy more Bitcoin, right? Because eventually Bitcoin will bounce back up to 30K, right? Very shortly after it has this correction. So take that as an opportunity, guys. Okay, every time you see a Bitcoin drop, okay, a dip for Bitcoin, take it as an opportunity to buy more, right? So that's exactly what this chart is showing. Okay, the next targets for Bitcoin, and you guys can clearly see, yes, we have already, right, hit bottom. You know what I mean? And it's clearly, right, Bitcoin, you guys can clearly see in this chart, is clearly forming a new pattern up to the upside. You guys just can clearly see that. You know what I mean? So we have already hit bottom. So for all the people that think, we're going to see Bitcoin drop back down to 20K or below 20K, think again. That's not going to happen. Very unlikely to happen. I've been telling us that many times, right? It's all ups from here, guys. Please understand that Bitcoin is clearly forming a new pattern up to the upside. You guys can clearly see in this chart right here, right? It's clearly forming a new pattern up to the upside. We hit bottom, and we know all of 2022 Bitcoin was in fact forming this falling wedge. All of 2022 Bitcoin was pretty much dropping like crazy, right? Like it dropped over 70%, 77% from its previous all-time highs to the bottom, right, which was 15K. 70% drop, which is absolutely insane. Clearly, Bitcoin is breaking out of that right now. So Bitcoin is obviously clearly slowly recovering from all this, right? So that's absolutely amazing to see, guys, right? So Bitcoin holders, it's all about patience here. Be patient, stack more Bitcoin, stack more Satoshis, right? This is the time to stack as much as you possibly can. Okay, we are still in the buy zone. Please understand that, guys. And this chart right here, I just really want to show you guys because it's pretty interesting, and I never realized this, right? So this is the realized price, and I've actually never heard of this, but you guys clearly, right, the realized price and Bitcoin, right, you guys can clearly see Bitcoin is now slightly higher than the realized price and whatnot, right? So that's absolutely amazing to see, and you guys can see just how much Bitcoin has been pumping. And of course, every single time we have a halving, you guys clearly see, right, halving number 2, 3, right, Bitcoin pumps. Okay, it doesn't pump straight away once the halving actually happens, but it does in fact pump in the next few months or so. You guys can just clearly see that. So that's absolutely amazing to see for Bitcoin. Now, this is the last chart that I want to show you guys in today's video. Very, very simple. Very, very simple. All-time high, and of course the halving. We know the halving is about to happen. Okay, all my Bitcoin holders, be excited. This is the time that we should be feeling very, very bullish and excited for Bitcoin, even though, yes, it's not really moving right now, right? It's stuck at 30K, I understand that, but just please understand that the halving is literally less than 1 year from now. You have literally less than 1 year to buy Bitcoin below 100K. Okay, I'm gonna say it again, below 100K, because Bitcoin in the next bull market, I think personally, will easily reach over 100K. I think the all-time high for the next bull market, and I've said this plenty of times, is around 200K or over 200K. So around 200K or 250K, right? In the next bull market all-time high, right? That's just my personal opinion, okay? And it seems like it. That's exactly what this chart is, in fact, indicating. You guys can clearly see it's well above $100,000. Okay, so the halving is about to happen in 2024 around April or May. Okay, I think it's going to be happening in April. So that's literally less than a year from now, guys. Okay, we literally have a couple more months to buy Bitcoin below $100,000. Please understand that, guys. Okay, or before it reaches back up to its previous all-time highs, which was $69,000. Okay, so this chart is absolutely beautiful. It just shows you guys all-time high, and then it drops, and then the halving, and then it pumps again, all-time high, creating another all-time high, and then it drops, and then, of course, it pumps again once we have another halving and whatnot, right? I don't know why this chart doesn't show a halving right here, but yes, we did in fact have a halving around here in 2020, okay? And then, of course, Bitcoin reached another, new all-time high, and then it dropped again, and this is where we are right now. We're about to have another halving. It's going to create another all-time high. So yes, every single time, guys, we have a halving, right? A halving event for Bitcoin, okay? Bitcoin always tends to reach a new all-time high, and that's where Bitcoin really tends to pump the most. We all know that. So that's why I'm telling guys, okay, for all my Bitcoin holders out there, we should be very, very bullish right now. We should not be bearish at all. And the Fin Greed Index shows that we are in fact feeling greedy. It feels like a lot of people out there for Bitcoin and crypto are in fact feeling a bit more greedy, right? So that's absolutely amazing. It seems like no one's really fearful no more, which is great. We have in fact been seeing the Fin Greed Index in fear mode for quite some time. So it's great to see that the Fin Greed Index is in fact in greed mode. Okay, and it's been like this for the past few months, especially this year in 2023. So that's absolutely amazing to see. Okay, and we have obviously been seeing it in neutral as well, but most likely in greed. So that's amazing to see. So right now it's currently at 58. Yesterday was currently at 55. So it's a bit more higher today than yesterday. So that's amazing to see. But guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. In my next video, I'm actually planning on buying more Bitcoin. Okay, so stay tuned for my next video. Okay, I will actually go ahead and buy some more Bitcoin just to show you guys that I am in fact buying into Bitcoin, okay, at this price level, and I am in fact going all in on Bitcoin, right? So stay tuned for the next video. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Give a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys all in my next video. Have a blessed day, guys.